We live in a society that values violence, unprotected sex with as many women as possible, greed and excess. Take this drink and you'll feel better, man. Never show them your weakness. We live in a world that values the fake tough guy, an ultra macho persona that coldly seduces women, wears a thick emotional shield, and drowns himself in booze and practically works himself to death. What most people do not realize is behind that persona is a scared child that fears being abandoned. I know it because I was the fake tough guy who wanted to do things, be accepted, and be cool to his friends. This is why so many men are scared to be vulnerable. What's up, guys? I'm Brody Miller, soon to be doctor of natural medicine, but even more so, a survivor of addiction, jail, and even brain surgery. This channel is focused on helping hard-working men overcome and ultimately transform their chronic stress and anxiety. If you find value in my content, please support me by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. Are you scared to be open and vulnerable to yourself and to others? In today's video, I'm going to talk about why so many men are scared to be vulnerable, if vulnerability is worth the risk, if vulnerability can help in improving anxiety and stress, and how you can use this information to build courage as a man. You're probably thinking, what the hell does this have to do with stress and anxiety? The truth is, until we have the courage to look inside ourselves and look into the mirror and tell the world who we really are, we will always be anxious, stressed, or depressed. When I was living out the fake tough guy life, I couldn't stand to look at myself or others in the eye. The fake act would constantly erode my self-esteem, and I would fall deeper and deeper into a trap, and I wasn't comfortable with myself. So, are you scared to be vulnerable? If so, brother, you're definitely not alone. I used to be absolutely petrified of being vulnerable. And why wouldn't I have been? So many of us are conditioned and influenced by society that says the last thing that we should do ever is to show our weaknesses and vulnerabilities. I used to believe that vulnerability was the ultimate weakness. Growing up in a world that told me to avoid expressing my emotions at all costs, why the hell would I openly tell others what my weaknesses and fears are if they could use them against me? But is it worth the risk to open yourself up to others? Before I start, I want you to consider this quote. A coward dies 1,000 deaths, but a brave man dies only once. Anyone can drink a bottle, go out and act tough, but it takes a real man to tell the world his weaknesses. Part of expressing that is not to be afraid to show people our fears, worries, and insecurities. We're not robots. I now realize after many years of trials and tribulations that it is the ultimate strength as a man is to show your weaknesses and tell the world how weak you truly are. We have to break ourselves down to build ourselves up just like a muscle. Your honesty and willingness to tell others how weak you are is the ultimate test of your strength and courage. So is it worth the risk to be vulnerable? You're right it is. I don't know about you, but I would much rather live and die in my truth than to live a life of a coward. That creates the question, how do I find out who I truly am? We have to go within. And this isn't some fake hippie bullshit either. I found that by closing my eyes, putting earplugs in, and eliminating what's going on in the outside world, that there was a universe inside of me. I'm dead serious. This is the practice of why meditation is so powerful. The true root translation of meditation means to become more familiar with thyself. When we are constantly putting all of our attention, focus, and energy on the outside world, we'll never focus on about what's going on inside of us. Like I said, this isn't some hippie shit. The more that you close your eyes and meditate, the more you become aware of your body sensations and what's going on inside of you. Scientists call this interoception, or the perception about what's going on inside of you. You will start to notice your heartbeat. You will be more aware of your breathing patterns and the sensations of going on in your body the more that you meditate. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, or subscribe to let others who are struggling just like you find the help that they need and deserve.